We can never be satisfied as long as the Negro is the victim of the unspeakable horrors of police brutality.
Justice for Eric Gardner! Justice for Eric Gardner!
Riots ensued and the damage cost an estimated $9 million.
Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! They say get back! We say fight back! They say get back! We say fight back!
I'm sick and tired of seeing black men and women be killed and nothing be done about it.
The first time in 35 years, a Chicago police officer is charged with first-degree murder.
It's the feeling among many of these people that black lives don't matter.
That this injustice will happen again to another black kid.
In another state tomorrow.
How can we assure our kids that they're safe out on the street with your officers?
That's my question.
That's what I want to know. I have a black child.
Justification is not necessary for the slave owner. His property, his practices, his whip, their backs. The flesh splits and the blood runs, but the slave cannot. For if he runs, he is considered the criminal. He's already a criminal. They broke into his country, but yet he's the thief. I will never give this nation a son to abuse, a marriage to divide, music to dance to. This is my protest.
I voted for Obama twice. My playlist is mostly hip hop. I'd spit a bar, but someone might call it appropriation. And in all honesty, that wouldn't be the appropriate way of looking at it. It's impossible to appreciate anything anymore. Everything has this racial connotation. Odd how the people who talk about equality are the most invested in segregation. No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying. I just think it's interesting that mattering can't apply to the masses, the whole. I matter. My children, if I had any, they'd matter. My children, if I had any, shouldn't be made to feel as if they're less worthy because of a few transactions their father's father made. A few transactions that helped make this nation great. I'm not saying slavery was a good thing, but it did do good things. We can agree that it did do good things for this country. Economy, industry, innovation. And yes, it was the great sin, but without sin, how can one find redemption? I'm not affirming bad behavior. I just think we might be taking the wrong kind of action. We need to be trying to bring the country closer. We need to be trying to move the country forward. I'll be the first to admit our institutions aren't perfect. Yes, there's work we must do. Things we must undo in order to form a more perfect union. Things we must change. Yes, we can. I just thought I'd remind you that I voted for the man. Not that I'm trying to defend. Well, I am trying to defend, but not the indefensible. No country is perfect, but ours is damn near close. There's a few bad apples, but you cut them up and toss them with some cinnamon and allspice. They're as all-American as apple pie, as all-American as cops and crime. Yes, I know about the slave patrols. I study. Everything starts somewhere. Sometimes things have to be workshopped, worked through, improved upon. But just because the original sin and the origin are connected doesn't mean that the system's inherently racist. We haven't had slaves in ages. Sorry, I mean, people haven't been enslaved. See, I know the terms, the lingo. I'm down for the cause. But the cost of your cause, your need to center yourself while you decenter. No one matters more or less. And that's why we're the great melting pot. The stock built on the bones of the indigenous. It's not like we're oblivious. It's not like we don't know. We've just mastered this thing you can't seem to wrap your head around. Selective amnesia. Leaves you so clear, so free. You know what you know, but only use it if need be.
He'd never let me sleep. Never in the absolute, but never in the abstract. I've been awake for the last 18 years. Carried him for 8 months. Carried him till the day he died. Care for him now. Since the moment he could kick, he did. Kick me so hard I would wince. Make me sit straight up in the bed. And I thought it was a good thing. Not the pain. His strength. Strong kick. He'd need that in the world. Something to make sure that people knew that he wasn't someone to play with. Something to make people take notice. He was a colicky baby. Cried all night. Oh, gosh. Had to sleep upright. Had to sleep him on my chest. I should have known then something was wrong. I should have known he couldn't digest. Maybe go out into the world and kick the wrong things. Wrong people. And I mean, he didn't. Not really. Not if you're talking about God, good or bad. He lived like that. How we taught him. But no, the world doesn't live off God, good and bad. The world lives off systems. Systems he didn't fit in. Systems that he rightfully discerned in the wrong body. Even when he was a little boy, he always had an opinion. Couldn't keep him quiet. Always had something to say. That kept me awake. You know, you never want to make your children small. You never want to dim the flame. But what if that is the only thing that will keep them alive? The only thing that will keep them safe? Everybody watched the body cam video but me. Everyone said I should watch it. They said it would give me closure. I was there watching them close the casket. It's all the closure that I need. I did see the video. Sat there, watched it, eyes wide. Started off with his feet, knowing that I shouldn't be sitting there screaming, kick! Kick, baby, kick! Kick! Kick, baby, kick! Kick, baby, kick! Because you're on the ground for no reason. Because he hates that you're in a car that he thinks is too nice. Or on the side of town that he thinks is too white. I see it. I see it in your eyes. The climb up injustice. The thing you couldn't digest, so you had to kick. It keeps me awake. The thought of it. The thing that killed you was the one thing I would hope keep you safe.
This life, it's a Saturday night autopsy. Pre-ordered gravestones of a freedom you'll never know. It's hoping the Negro national anthem will justify your skin long enough for you to realize that tattoos and K2 will never replace the scars on your soul. Our heritage is more than rope burns on black necks. It's a deep desire for survival, knowing that homicide still speaks of rivers. Its melanin is so rich that this nation denies your color, making it impossible to feel safe in this house arrest called America. Even after you've given it all of your Africa, and your life's light goes dim, the sun will still refuse to grant you immunity. Our lives begin from the back porch of shotgun houses, where camouflage chalk lines silhouette themselves in the shade of a lonely bullseye searching for another black target. You fit the profile. It wasn't your fault. You were born a verb in past tense. A willing preposition in a sentence that kept on running. A boy with no commas.
A girl with no cause.
Just a handful of prepositions enlighten me. This curse, this prison we call life is like playing peekaboo with Satan, and I be God's. Be that gospel stripper quoting scripture. God's reluctant theologian, because here you are, fractured by the manner in which the wind whistled and Emmett tilled your future. My love is rugged remnants of pain polished smooth by trial and error. It knows your heart like skeletons know crowded closets, and these streets will eat and rip and tear you apart. They are as unforgiving as hurricanes, as consistent as white privilege, and I am dying inside. The way these streets intended. But not you. You will not be bloodstains on sidewalks or a redundancy of cliches rewinding themselves into tornadoes of frail, fragile lies. You will not sag or smoke or walk around here entitled with the audacity to hold up clean hands like this world owes you something, because it don't. Listen, I don't want your existence to be another statistic on the back page of history. This life needs to know that if you die, you stood for something far more substantial than a bag of weed or pride. There are good things to come, son, but you have to be here to see them. There are good things to come, son, but you have to be here to see them. Do me a favor. Lose the attitude. Put down your pride. And remember, whether it be cop or stranger, just shut your mouth, smile, stay alive, and take your ass home. Because these streets don't give a damn about young black men.
They stare at me, and their eyes, as dark as their soul, dark as their skin, filled with violence, rage, thirsty for blood, white blood, vampires with guns instead of fangs. Their bodies covered with scars and distorted tattoos, pants sagging beneath their crescent moons. And they hate me. I hate them. $5,212 since 2005. That's how many cops have been victimized, all because his people can't quit committing crimes. Then they walk around protesting with their fists raised, shouting that Black Lives Matter, with their cardboard signs screaming for justice. It is until they kill their own kind. This is a war, but it is not a tragedy. It is the rebirth of a nation. It is extreme gentrification. It is righting the wrongs of President Lincoln. Islam must not be yours. This is not the land of the freed. 14th Amendment was just a braided promise. Promise that we tie to the branch of a sycamore tree. Now look at you, all decked out in your suit and your tie, wearing the dignity of a white man, trying to live out our lives. Slavery was salvation. We saved you from yourselves, the animals that you were. And as far as I'm concerned, that is reparations enough. They stare at me, looking for answers and clues. They never question themselves. Why is it that when they kill their own kind, no one thinks twice? But when my brothers in blue defend themselves, you're up in arms, ready to fight. And within themselves, they resolve that justice must be demanded. It's so it is just us that the media decides to slander. The news wants to glorify the loss of their black lives. What about the stars outside of this office? What about the fallen stars whose burning descent didn't warrant enough of attention for anybody to matter it? No one cares. Where is the outrage? Where's the urgency on those days? Where's the fucking fervor? And now, you stare at me as if his life was worth more than mine? That's just a beat that I walk isn't already a battle line.
I was there. I was hauling the weight of the world on my shoulders. I was marching on the steps of adversity's sons and daughters. I was there. With my fists raised high, beseeching out loud, words echoing through the sky. I roared, I screamed, I growled, I begged. I shouted, I cried, I howled, I pled. I refused to roll over, lie down, and play dead. I was there. Did you not see? Were you too blind to see the strength of a strong woman standing tall on life's battle line? I was there. I was kicking and punching. I was fighting. I couldn't breathe. For myself, for my sons, for the freedom we seek. I was there. And still, you did not see. I was there. And still, you disregarded me. I was there, imploring to be set free. I'm still here. Now, can you see me?
Thank you.